everyone, it's Libby from Meister Tarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Worimi First Nations people. It's WORIMI, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides, and the universal energies. For the senses, I'll just put that for entertainment only. Goodness me, I so much happening. Wasn't quite sure where to start today, so I've bought every single deck over that I've got, and let's see where my guides take me. So what I want to have a look at first up is I want to have a look to see, in light of what's happening. Oh, excuse me, I've got an awful frog in my throat at the moment. In light of what's happening with Ukraine, and yes, they took out the bridge. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Go Ukraine. In light of the fact that the Kremlin didn't get any warning from US intelligence and or the Orange Twerp, I want to have a look to see whether Russia is actually going to release any information about Felon 45. Now, I was watching David from Tarot by the Bay last night, and he was reading on the parade, the 14th of June parade, and he got practically exactly the same as what I had gotten last week as well, in what the cards were showing, that Felon 45 is going to be really disappointed at the parade. It's going to be significantly reduced for some reason, whether it's due to weather or other events. And he's expecting some sort of Kim Jong-un North Korea type parade with the ballistic missiles going past and 50 tanks and, blah, 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 blah. No, he's not going to get that at all. But while I was watching Dave, I actually got a prompt from my guides to get up and write down, is Russia going to do/release something on or around the 14th of the 6th? Now, Felon 45, the Orange Twerp, has come out warning that Putin will seek revenge. Oh, yes, okay, fair enough. But what's also come out is, now where did I put it? The Kremlin has come out and called on the US and the UK. Now, I'm feeling like the inclusion of the UK is cover. If we say the US and something else, and then it looks like we're not directing this straight at the White House. Russia has called on the US and the UK to restrain Ukraine after a series of unprecedented drone attacks targeting Russian strategic bombers deep inside Russian territory. And then we can throw in this was Operation Spiderweb, and then we can throw in the bridge as well. So what's happened is that the Kremlin's come out and basically restated, you owe us. Now, for those that were aware at the time, a Russian FSB leader was on Russian television straight after the November the 5th, and basically said, right, we got you in, now you owe us. Now, I've been reading for ages that Felon 45 will be asked. There's some sort of agreement there for the felon to order the military or military equipment to assist on the Russian side, and then it'll be exposed. So I'm not going to have a read on that. I keep getting that, yes, he will. So what's happened is that, it's so convoluted. The Kremlin has come out and basically reiterated that the Orange Twerp owes them. Okay, so where am I going with this? I'm using my runic tarot. If you like the deck, just rewind and pause it and write down what it is if you like it. My question is, is Russia going to do something or release something around the time of the parade? We're looking at, what, 9 days away? Something along those lines. 10 days away, I suspect, by the US time. Because I've also, gosh, if I scratch my memory, I've also read that the Felon 45 has changed his allegiance to the Saudis. So I want to have a look. Okay. Is the Kremlin? Is the Kremlin? Now, 45 is missing at the moment, and Putin's missing at the moment as well. So I'll have a look at that in a moment. I went on to the everything's going to be revealed. Are they going to? Yes. Yes, the Kremlin is something big. Okay. I'm just having a look at the cards around it. If I go to the top of the deck, we've got the reaping what you've sowed, and then the Queen of Wands, Ukraine, and we've got the Six of Wands, the victory, potentially a victory for Ukraine or the surrender of something. Okay, let's put this back. But yes, big yes. Big yes. I've gone, you can go on to Truth Social without actually registering. And if you have a look at, there's my treason card, something treasonous. And we know he is treasonous. If you can go on to Untruth Social or Truth Social, if you just put Donald Trump on Truth Social in your search engine, it'll take you to the page. Don't register, don't log in, but you can have a look to see what's being posted. And what has been posted recently is a lot of rehashing of old footage and or comments that are obviously not written by the fellow. Okay, but I want to have a look. Let's have a look. Show me. Is the Kremlin going to release or do something? Release information in the lead up to this parade. I've got two yes cards on the bottom, two major arcana. Let's have a look. Is the Kremlin going to release? Is the Kremlin going to release damning information if 45 doesn't fall in line by the parade? Ending. This is one of my cards for the felon. It's also my card for Fleon. And if you're wondering who Fleon is, he's the current CEO, not for long, of Tesla. But something here that's, yeah, first of all, yes. So the Eight of Swords at the point of the sword. So are they going to, or are they just going to threaten to? Oh, the Kremlin. Is the Kremlin? Okay, is the Kremlin? Okay. Let me start at the beginning of the story. Is 45, is the Kremlin threatening 45? Let's just do that to start with. Is the Kremlin, by these messages and the phone calls that they have, is the Kremlin threatening 45? Come on down, let's have a look. Is the Kremlin threatening 45? I'll just move that to make sure we get this nice and bright. Okay. Right. The energy at the signifier of all this, the core energy is losing the war and feeling like they've been abandoned and left out in the cold. Five of Pentacles. You owed us. You promised us. You were meant to. So at the moment, the Kremlin is feeling like they have been abandoned and left to their own devices and not received the support that they were promised. Challenged by the Emperor, the autocratic dictator, my way or the highway, Emperor energy, toxic masculine energy. I think this is still within the Kremlin. Now, I would have said that it was the Putin figure, except that I don't think Putin's still alive. I'm feeling that Dimitri is the one that's calling the shots, or Dimitri in association with one other. So the challenge is this Emperor energy. Again, you promised us, you told us, this is strongman dictatorship energy is the challenge here. And he's not a happy chappy. Okay, let's see how this goes. Page of Swords at the foundation, the energy they're stewing in. They've got information on him, probably revolving around young girls. Oh, I keep thinking there's video footage, that they've got video footage. When I did the blackmailing video the other week in regards to Felon 45 in Saudi, I kept being told, cards saying that there was a still photograph taken off a video that was handed to him amongst others. So yeah, leaking information potentially, spy in the camp. But this is also a very determined looking figure here with the sword pointing downwards, the planted sword. We can leak information. We have information is the energy that they're stewing in. In the past, the Seven of Wands, bringing down the wrath upon the defenseless, is in the past. So the Kremlin can no longer order strikes on Ukraine against a defenseless Ukraine, because Ukraine is not defenseless anymore, and it's proven it in the last week or so. Crowning this reading is Russia itself. The wheel turning, the birth of something new. We've got the sword and the sword of truth, and the pentacle of the shield. So this is Russia itself, the core. Okay, let's see where this goes. So yeah, I'm just going to say, yes, they are threatening him. Immediate future, Page of Pentacles, information being brought forward, potentially releasing information, just small amount, just to warn, 2 pages here. Externally, the higher authorities, government, about how he potentially, this might be election information, because again, they said, we got you in there, you owe us, about the government and the mercenary actions that were taken. I'm not talking about the financial support, I'm talking about the mercenary actions here. It's a nightmare situation for the orange twerp with the 9 of Swords, stabbed in the back. I mean, the Kremlin also feels like it's been stabbed in the back, so this goes both ways. Stabbed in the back, betrayed. The outcome, the 10 of Cups. I'm asking, is the Kremlin warning Felon 45? An emotional ending here where they're celebrating or toasting the Emperor figure up the end. The Hanged Man. Something being seen from a different point of view, stopped, paused. And then a harsh truth coming forward. From overseas, with the 3 of Pentacles, where secrets are being released. Yes, they are. They are threatening him. They are threatening to release mercenary information about how Felon 45 got into government. So this isn't the young images. Yep. So we've got the Ace of Pentacles, a big yes, but also a new beginning in regards to could be elections, it could be, I'm just seeing protection here. And then we've got the Four of Pentacles, a need to decide what is really important to hold on to and let go of the rest, let the rest burn down, because here is the internal bring it on strategy, could be lead to legal action. Then we've got the Chariot, railroading over King of Pentacles. Okay. I don't know why I've got the sheep and frog in my throat. It just started while I started reading. Often get it when I'm reading on F45. I think he's got congestive heart failure happening in the background. So yes, the Kremlin, it was a threat. It is a threat. It's a very public threat. Let's have a look. Will they follow through? Will the Kremlin follow through with releasing? Okay, okay, I'm going to ask, what's Trump going to do? That's what I'm being told to ask. What's Trump going to do? Full exposure. Something in the light of day, finding himself fully exposed. And the Chariot, the military, challenged by the military, could be around the military parade. What's he going to do? I don't know that he's actually going to do anything. But we've got here being fully exposed around the time of the military parade. The star, him being the star. How's this going to go? The Queen of Cups. Okay. Trying to keep a lid on the emotions of it, ignore the emotions of it, I think he's going to ignore them. I think he's going to ignore them. And then we've got the Five of Swords. The win at any cost, the betrayal, the deceit, the taking everything from the battlefield and walking away, setting fire. I think he's going to ignore them, is what I'm getting there. And there's that Queen of Swords. The old bring it on energy. King of Wands, action being taken. King of Pentacles. Wow, the only non-court or major arcana is that 5, which is about the stealing, the winning at any cost, the going too far to betray and betraying energy. So we've got the King of Wands, which is usually my Zelensky energy externally, but it can simply be fiery action being taken internally against the King of Pentacles, or the King of Pentacles could just think his money is going to protect him. Hopes and fears, a plan that is yet to come to fruition. The Ace of Pentacles, protection. So what's Trump going to do? He thinks he's protected, but he's going to find himself isolated. He's going to let everything burn to the ground and he's going to find himself isolated. On the base, we've got Homeland Security, some sort of deal that was made, the truth coming out about a deal that was made. I think he's going to ignore it. I think he thinks he is protected. Gosh, letting it all burn down and bringing forward this new. He thinks it's got very much, if I ignore it, it'll go away energy. You know, the old, if I don't get my health checked, then there's nothing wrong with me type energy. It's got that sort of energy about it. So what is inflammatory, huge new information coming out that's going to get him at this point of a sword. Right, let's have a look. Is the Kremlin is the Kremlin going to act on their threats? Is the Kremlin going to act on their threats? Knight of Cups. An offer being made. Last chance before we bring out the truth, the big truth. Last chance before we tell all. Are they going to act on it? Yep, action card, inflammatory information being brought forward. In the past, we've got that nightmare situation. You're one sword off, 10 of swords, face plant. One sword off ending. We had an agreement that you didn't keep. You took it all and fled the scene. So, again, action, bringing forward this truth. I think they are going to. Oh, gosh, I really think they're going to. I really think the Russians are going to Kremlin because they're feeling betrayed. They're feeling stabbed in the back. And it's going to bring about an ending. An ending. Ten of Wands. It's an ending card. And the seeds are planted for the new beginning. New beginning. And then we've got this Queen of Pentacles. Nurturing, protection, homeland security. This is about the figure reaping what he sows and literally having a target on his back because of the defiance of Ukraine and the messaging that's coming out in regards to what Ukraine is achieving. I think they're going to. At the moment, the Two of Pentacles is also about my election flipping. So I don't know whether it's election or military, but we'll see. Two of Pentacles is about making a decision about which path to take forward, just taking some time out in this particular deck with whatever information they've got, whether it's financial or election or whatever. Those that supported him are going to fully expose. You've got here the Strength card, which can also be just patience, because things are yet to be revealed, and here they are. The decision is made to reveal them because it's volatile information that comes forward about complete disregard for human life, loss, disappointment. This could also be the Kremlin, the corrupt Kremlin, but I think there's more to it than that. And the Wheel of Fortune is turning in regards to some sort of plan that was made. Could be disregard for American troops, but there's some sort of plan they're going to expose that's going to cause a tower moment. The secrets are going to be revealed. We've got the Magician. Look at the chicken on his shoulder for Taco, the manipulation with Taco. And then we've got the Temperance card, the Come Hither, the Temptress. I'm getting Temptress with that card. I think I'm going to say, I'm pretty sure the Russians are going to, and it does feel that it's going to be, it's almost like this is one, with that Knight of Cups, it's like you've got one last chance with that Knight of Cups, with this latest warning before we reveal all. So F45 is gone missing in action. If I nip over here and I'm having a look at his Untruth Social account, so I haven't learned how to stick it up behind me like Rosie does. We'll see how that goes. The last thing that he posted was potentially yesterday, 19 hours ago, where it's, you know, the capitals and three exclamation points, and they're carrying on about the rigged 2020 election. Still, it's just deflection. We know it was rigged. They just didn't rig it big enough. So therefore, he'd been promised that he was going to win, and then he didn't. So he's obsessed about this rigged election because it must have been rigged because he didn't win, type thing. So what's he carrying on about? The United States had the best May in 30 years, exclamation point triple. Likes President Xi of China. Always have and always will, but he's very tough and hard to make a deal with. In other words, China's not coming to the party. So he's ranting off about Rand Paul, the usual stuff. I think I mentioned that yesterday. But all the posts since then, so since 19 hours ago, which may not even have been the orange twerp, it's a sort of thing that Sniffy Jr. would have put up as well. But everything since then has been lowercase, articulate, and long paragraphs, which really is not the felon's way of writing. So, what I want to have a look at is, where is he? Where is he? Hasn't been seen for what, 2-3 days? The Putin body doubles haven't been seen for 2 or 3 days. I think this gave them a real shock. Apparently, the drones didn't use Starlink, as we're aware, because Starlink can't be trusted. They used open source software that is used by drone hobbyists. So apparently, some guy said, "My goodness, I developed that in my basement 18 years ago. I can't believe that they used it. It was hobby drones technology to do all this. Like, bravo, Ukraine." What's Felon 45's missing? What's happening with Felon 45? Now, Denise Knight over at Denise Knight Divination does a daily health reading. I watch it with fingers crossed every day, waiting for the Ten of Swords and the Death card to come up together. But let's have a look. Felon 45 is missing in action. Even his Untruth Social posts, they don't ring true. What's happening with Felon 45? What's happening? That one wanted to come out. What's happening with Felon 45? Let's have a look. What's happening with Felon 45? The orange twerk. You want those ones, you want them in that order. Boy, your guides as pushy as mine. Come on down. Yes, that's Bindi there having a snooze on the floor. Where is he? Well, I suspect he's probably raging and throwing ketchup and carrying on like a lunatic, but I think his messages are being screened. So this is bringing down the wrath, but you've got here these figures. So the 7 of Wands, you've got these figures at the bottom. I don't know if you can see them, holding up the wands to protect. So normally this is the one on the hill fighting back. I think what's happening is his raging is being censored, is what I'm getting there. So let's see where this goes. By those that are copping the brunt of it. This figure down the bottom falling back. Yeah, I suspect he's raging, trying to bring down the wrath. But he's being restricted. So there's the challenge. Yes, he is being restricted because I'm just getting he can't be trusted. That's what I'm being told. He can't be trusted. Just going to have a sip of chamomile tea. I want to cash pieces his mug. Something amazing is going to happen to me today. Hope so. Yeah, I think he's being restricted. I think his now swords are air, so this is about social media as well. I think that he is being restricted, and he's being censored and being kept confined. Okay, see where this goes. Because the energy he's stewing in at the moment is he wants to burn a lot down. There's something here where he just wants to burn everything down. In the past, the Four of Wands, again, entrapped by the messaging that's been put out there. There's some sort of relationship going on here, so unable to move. I know in some decks it's the wedding card, but if you look in the background of that wedding card, everybody's walking away while the announcements are being made out the front. So this is keeping him quiet. I'm just going to say they are keeping him quiet because he's raging behind the scenes. I'm not getting health here at all. This is very much about the messaging getting out there. Trying to keep the crazy under control with that Page of Cups on the bottom. Now, MAGA have come out absolutely furious at him as well, feeling betrayed apparently all over X from what people are reporting about the information that Fleon has now released was happening, but about stealing their private information. Yeah, well, duh. We've known about that for months. Apparently, they've only just twigged on with Fleon now betraying as well. So they're trying to keep the orange twerp restricted. Queen of Wands. This might be Susie Wiles. It might be Carolyn KKK Levitt. A female energy putting the message out there while it all burns down behind, holding the line. The King of Swords, taking action legally. Now, I am going to have a look at what's going on in New York in a separate reading. But here is action being taken to bring the truth out. So what's happening with F45? Again, burning it all down. Externally, it's all going up in flames around him. Now, us readers have said for as long as I can remember in regards to this current regime, it is going to get absolutely wild when they realize they are cornered, and they know they're cornered now, and it is going to get worse as they double down, as they try and push through. It's not going to work. We are going to explode out the other end. But the threat of truth, the action of truth coming out, so let's burn it all down. If I can't have it, nobody can have it, is the feeling I'm getting. Internally, he's significantly diminished. His health is diminished. And here's the death card. Now, I read, was it yesterday or the day before, that he is getting visitations that happen around the time of something major happening. That's not necessarily death, but it can be debilitation. And at some level, he's aware. He's not really aware, like on a conscious level, but subconsciously he's aware that his end is nigh. And so the hopes and fears, we've got this ending card. Ending card. The world is disintegrating around him. Information coming in from overseas that is strong. And here we've got the Valhalla Hall, the toasting of the Emperor in the Valhalla Hall, and then the investigation into the devil. energy, the toxicity, the end of a cycle here. End, and his entire regime. He's got a target on his back with the Seven of Pentacles here, reaping what you sow with the target on your back. And then being stopped with the Hanged Man. Five of Wands. This is being sacrificed, burnt at the stake. Ooh, I would not like to be in his shoes. Yeah, I would not like. I think they're. I honestly think those around him. Now, the only Pentacle card we had was this one, the Page of Pentacles, severely diminished, and the Seven of Pentacles, reap what you sow, but again, the target on the back. Looking over his shoulder is the target on the back. I'm just checking. I think those. Oh no, we also had the burn it to the ground. Those are the only ones that could be construed as health, but they don't really feel like health. Could be his health is diminished, but no, I think his aides around him are stopping him from, because he's raging, I just think his agents are around him stopping him. But yeah, Russia's dropped the warning again. The threat to reveal the secrets. The High Priestess. Potential money trail, or yeah, money trail. I don't know. What is it that, okay, I'm just going to look. What is it that Russia is thinking about releasing? Well, the vote trail. Thank you. The vote trail. What is it that Russia's thinking of releasing or threatening to release? Queen of Wands again. KKK or KKK Levitt, or is it Susie Wiles, or is it the internal contemplating actions? The truth. That's what they're threatening, the truth. The seductive come hither. We had an agreement. This feels very much non-public communications. The threat is the truth. The Temperance card, pouring from cup to cup. And then we've got the cup to cup here. The Three of Pentacles. So what is Russia threatening of? So the seductive, the energy stewing in at the moment. Is it to do with young girls, or is it to do with the election? That's what they're tossing up. Which one? Or both? Because we've got the Three of Pentacles here, the dark money involved in the election, the immediate future, the Ace of Pentacles. Now, when I'm asking about elections, Pentacles mean the votes. I think they're going to go down the vote path. Is externally the defiance of Ukraine, internally secrets. Could also be protection here. Is it military? Because the star, defending. Six of Pentacles, closing the line, the strength. King of Wands, action. Again, we've got this Ten of Cups, the toasting in Valhalla. And then we've got the King of Swords, hosting a celebration. And the plan, I think it's actually, and the Emperor, the plan and the Emperor. The investigation or subsequent isolation of Russia. If I keep going, we've got the Eight of Cups, the crusty old dragon chewing over something, but then we've got the Four of Pentacles, the Seven of Pentacles, so the burning down of everything, target on his back, Knight of Cups, the offer, but then we've got the Four of Swords. Ace of Wands, burn it all down, new beginning, and the Five of Pentacles, abandonment. I'm feeling they're tossing up whether to release what's going to have the most impact, whether it's the Temptress, the young girls saga, or promise of military assistance. And I think from the outcome there, it's going to be the military assistance is what Russia is going to release. It's not even going to be the election tampering. It's going to be the promise. Actually, if I go there, they're tossing up which way to go. I don't know what's the card under this, but then we've got the young women, the secrets, but then we've got the downfall of the leader with the Four of Swords, and then we've got the abandonment and out in the cold. So it's very much which way are they going to go. If I go the other way, we've got this warrior fighting, and then we've got the death card, the ending. Just think they're tossing up which way to go, which one. And I think promise of military will be the path that they take. Okay, let's see how it plays. Love to you all. Take care.